Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating it's Friday, October 2nd, 2015. In the Lynn-Body-Mind it's me, Ra. In the Jamie-Body-Mind, Black Wolf. Other teammates and other aspects of the physical dimension, all of us in the physical dimension and all of us in the subatomic layers of the physical dimension from the perspective of the spirit world viewers.
That's true. Continually over the past few days we've been receiving messages of everyone in their right place and beings being out of place in a variety of different dimensions in such a way as to disrupt the work going on around them and the work going on that they are in some way involved with. And we've been working to get all beings into their right places, ourselves included.
It's possible that will continue to be our focus today. As always, our background intention is to do what is ours to do right now, in all dimensions right now, to provide a collective restart right now, since that's what the data shows is necessary in order to manifest the divine plan.
That's true.
And with that, it begins. My attention is being brought to something out of the library, something that happened many, many years ago in this healing practice of this body-mind. Asha was the one in the body at the time.
That's true.
And this was in the early years of the healing practice, and after the healing session was completed, or toward the end of the healing session, part of what would be coming through from the guides was, give the people something to help them hold the vibration.
That's true.
Given the frame of reference at the time, how that was interpreted was that we needed to physically give them physical objects. And so flower essences came into the healing practice.
That's true.
As a way of finding a vibration that the guides wanted through combining various flower essences, and then being able to give that bottle of flower essence, in effect give a vibration to the client so that he or she could take it home and then sustain the vibration for a period of time.
That's true.
Eventually, Asha and this body-mind had a pretty extensive collection of flower essences, hundreds and hundreds of bottles of flower essences from different manufacturers. Became kind of a connoisseur of flower essences.
That's true.
And then toward the end of the session, when the guides would say something that sounded like, give them something to hold the vibration, we would pull out the boxes of flower essences or go to the cabinets in which they were held and say, left cabinet or right cabinet. Now it's the right cabinet, top shelf or bottom shelf. And now it's the top shelf, to the left or to the right, or both. And the essences were categorized in a way that made sense.
That's
and
true.
So we would be narrowing in on the boxes that contained the vibrational match for what the guides were looking for.
That's true.
And this point in time came in the practice when Asha realized that it would be an easier way to pick the bottles if there were no labels on them, because then she wouldn't be looking with her mind at all. She would simply be feeling for the vibration that was the match.
That's true.
For what the guides were saying the vibration should be.
That's true.
And she even thought about soaking all the bottles in water and pulling off the labels. But the clients liked to be given the formula of what flower essences were in their prescriptions, so to speak, quote unquote. And she could give them a little booklet that they could go read about it and figure out what the messages might be for them. She herself tried to avoid reading those blurbs so that her mind was less engaged, not more engaged.
That's true.
And the point that's being made is that we can be similarly confused when we're looking at our co-workers who have labels like the names that we use for each other.
That's true.
And that we might be thinking that certain vibration should be coming from this person.
That's true.
When in fact what we would be better served to do is take off all the labels and just draw us vibrationally into our right places.
That's true.
And we see, for example, how the last perhaps several days we've been hurting our good friend Pan.
This is true.
By not just following protocol, and I didn't even realize I
wasn't following protocol. That's true.
And we were bringing him right back in to levels during the refreshes that he needs to come up through in the natural course of events.
True.
And we ourselves come in through
the bottom door and work our way up.
As it should be for all of us.
And as is the rule.
As is the assignment.
That's
and we
true.
were just hopping Pan over that hurdle for reasons
that I'm not even sure of yet.
In beginning the process of detangling that error pattern, I can see that my old error pattern of wishful thinking was big.
I feel that.
And to feel that I don't even have the leader of the nature realms with me on this project makes me sad and hurting in a way that I don't want to feel. And
That's
so
true.
I want to pretend that he's at a different level than he is at this particular moment.
That's true.
And therefore I'm cheating him out of the opportunity, or have been cheating him out of the opportunity to get to that vibration that he has held before and is capable of holding again, but isn't holding right now in the moment.
That's true.
Check me on it.
Yeah.
He's been down below the end of the line outpost since last night, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Do you find any Pan fingerprints on any of those brooms?
No.
Have I, when Pan has been talking to the nature realms beings, have I been using the brooms and sweeping the floors to get the vortices going?
Yes.
Are there instructions on the walls for all to see that say use the brooms, get the vortices going?
Yes. I see the room where the brooms are, and he's below it going up and down carrying boxes.
Oh, good for him!
I see him going up and down carrying boxes. And there are others who I see him along the way going, like, come on, you can carry a bigger box than that.
I like him so much.
I do too.
Do you see Betty Jean around?
I see her. She seems to be in the same track as Pan, but moving slower and smaller boxes.
She's still in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, she is. And there are others around who are also slow and carrying smaller boxes, and some of them it's pretty clear they could carry bigger boxes and move faster, and it seems like they're using Betty Jean as an excuse.
That's how it feels to me too.
Yeah.
Then they don't have the intention.
And
we
they
should
shouldn't
be
be
able
there
to
in the first
screen them
place.
out.
That's true.
We should be able to screen them out. There's
That's
something
true.
flawed in our
screening process.
Let's try it right now.
Let's give it a go.
Let's screen for intention to do the work as assigned by wiser minds above to specifications in every moment. And then give these people who screened out to Luce so that he can change the settings on his screening protocols. These people don't belong over here.
They don't belong in there.
They belong in the active, cordoned off project.
That's true. Outside of the Search for Truth pillar.
Not the Search for Truth pillar. This is not the right place for them.
Now it feels like the action is moving faster below the end of the line outpost. People moving more quickly up and down the stairs.
Just continuing to screen and give what screens out to Luce. He looks like he's working the machinery, changing the dials. He looks like he's enjoying the effort.
That's true.
He looks very focused.
That's true.
What do I know? I know that our assignment is to increase the standards of integrity in this pillar to something that will actually work to manifest a divine plan.
That's true.
And that this requires that we all change. Me too.
Me too. Me too.
I know that change is difficult and that we resist it.
That's true.
And I know that we must come at it from many different angles so that our processes don't get stale.
That's true.
Because as soon as a process is stale, it
No
ceases
longer
to
works.
work. What now?
How may we be of service right now?
What now?
To provide
What
a
now?
collective restart
What
right
now?
now.
When I said what now,
Yes.
I meant what now in the effort to provide a collective restart right now.
That's true.
What now? What now? Here we're coming up against another sticking point.
That's true.
What now?
What now?
What's the solution?
In such a way as to provide a collective restart right now, to have that background awareness.
Again, I'm being shown Glenn. My attention is being brought to Glenn.
Yes.
And how the map, he can get it right with its proper orientation, and then it starts to veer off again, which we have come to see happens when he's asking the question with an incorrect background awareness or intention or belief.
That's true.
Something in his background thinking that is unexamined is messing him up.
That's true.
And I can see his map is a little tilted.
That's true.
Glenn, your map is tilted.
A little tilted.
What is your background intention right now?
To make this situation better. That feels like how it's worded.
Yes.
And it's just tilted.
What now in order to make this situation better? How about what now in order to provide a collective restart right now? Oh, I see how his map straightens up.
That's
and
true.
now it kind of almost vibrates. Well, let's draw each of us to our own right places through vibration, perhaps.
That could
Perhaps
be.
just like with the flower essence bottles, we draw each of us to our own right place. For all of us who are working on this collective effort.
That's true.
And right now the currents are going to carry us someplace, so to be willing to pick up our feet, so to speak, and float with the current for just a moment, and then to put them down, and we may be in the same place, or we may be 10 feet over, or we may be in another dimension.
That's true.
I see how this pattern of wishful thinking that I have is so common. We all have this. There's so many inconvenient truths right now in all these dimensions. These dimensions are full of inconvenient truths, which of course is how it is when things are so bad that the only way to get from where we are to the divine plan is a collective restart.
That's true.
There are an awful lot of inconvenient truths for all of us.
That's true.
We all face this. Betty Jean is tripping up over inconvenient truths that she doesn't want to deal with, just like I'm tripping up over inconvenient truths that I don't want to deal with.
Just like I'm tripping up over inconvenient truths that I don't want to deal with.
And Paul, poor Paul, is tripping up over inconvenient truths that his trusted people are not trustworthy at all.
That's true.
And that's really a painful reality to have to face, and I know that, and my heart is with you, Paul.
That's true.
And I think that Paul wants to spend some time
carrying boxes.
Paul, you are always welcome.
It sounds like he's saying, I need a break. Pull my head together, kind of.
Yes.
Maybe Glenn.
Maybe
Glenn.
That could
can
be
step into Paul's.
That's Glenn is clocking out where he is and going over there.
And Paul, you can come carry boxes.
Yes, absolutely. It's good to see you. I feel shaking hands. It's really
and
good
I see
to
Pan
see
greeting him.
Yeah.
Big hand, big hug.
Yeah. And Betty Jean, big hug.
And she's saying, like, good for you. Good for you. This is breaking a pattern for Paul.
It is.
To say, whoa.
I need to get my head together.
I need to get my head together. I've made some missteps.
Well, welcome.
Welcome, Paul.
Welcome to where we're all working to let go of wishful thinking.
That's true.
Me too, me too.
That's true. At finer and finer levels, day in and day out, moment by moment by moment.
I can see for Asha how this is a gift for Pan to not be there because she would tend to lean on him too much.
That's true.
Which of course is exactly what's going on for me.
That's true.
I can see it's the same for me. I have been leaning on Pan, and it makes me a better person, a stronger person to not have him here to lean on.
That's true.
I can find the gift.
I can find the gift.